times of wars, you have an ample opportunity. Haven't you observed that those that have been docile for some time, I mean the politicians, they're coming up. They are warming up. Certain things are being said at this time. Promises are being made. It's for you. That is what they're going to claim. But you have an opportunity this time around to determine how you are going to be governed. But you cannot do that if you are not ready to be part of it. Husbands, talk to your wives. Wives, talk to your husbands. Parents, talk to your children. Children, talk to your parents. Let's have an inclusive participation. Oh, someone would say, I have participated more than maybe 4 times. Who knows if your next participation is all that is needed to take this country, your state, and maybe your local government to that point that you would rather have it, be. So it is important for you to be part of the program. On daily basis, check on your permanent voter card. If it is dirty, keep dusting it. If you don't have one, please go for it. It is important. But I'm going to start the conversation this morning with the state of local government in Nigeria, in Oyo State. That is the closest to the people. But how come many people don't enjoy the government at this level? It is very close to the people. It's actually the government at the grassroots. But I can bet the majority of people listening at this time don't perhaps know what the name of their local government chairman is. Some don't even know their councillors. You can blame these politicians, I mean political leaders, from now till the next 10 years. They have their own portion of the blame. But what are you doing? Do you ask the necessary questions? Do you interrogate? You don't know who your counselor is because you never showed interest. At that time, irrespective of the political party that produced these ones, you would say, no, it's a ruse. Nothing will happen. I don't have a cause to participate. So you have a councillor today. You have a local government chairman. Granted the fact that you did not participate, are you asking questions? Okay, so you are contributing in your locality to fix that road. I'm not saying it's a bad thing for you to contribute to construct that culvert. I am not saying it's a bad thing for you to contribute to build that road. I'm not saying it's a bad thing for you to contribute to construct that link bridge. But did you ask the necessary questions? Did you inform your councillor? Did you inform your local government chairman? Did you? Oh, Mr. Chairman, we have this project. And there are some chairmen who don't even know the name of the words in their local government. You'll be surprised that they don't know. And that is the person that wants to represent the interest of the people. So it's a good thing that we are turning Landlord and Landladies Association into a mini local government. But let us ask questions. Why sit we here till we die? Let us ask necessary questions before you invest on that bridge. before you build that road, before you, okay, it may be difficult, even at that level. I mean, at the community level, for you to tie a road. But before you turn your association to a mini local government, appoint people. Maybe the chairman, the secretary, approach your local government chairman. This is how we can effect a change. So, if by default you think, okay, nothing good will come out, you will keep doing it, and at a point in time, it may get to a stage that you may not be able to cope any longer. So, let's learn to ask questions. Let us engage these ones that we have elected. Mr. Councillor, these are the projects we have at hand. Where are you coming in? Mr. Chairman, these are the projects we have at hand. Some are doing what they ought to do, given the limited resources that they have, but some are not doing. We will not want to be mentioning names. You know, it's not just enough bringing you into the studio, telling lies, telling people what you have not done. We must get it right at this level. Some persons will say all attention is on the federal government. Oh, maybe because the federal government is yet to listen to the people. If power is devolved, if the restructuring that Nigerians have been clamoring for some time, if it is granted, maybe the people will complain less. But of course, there will always be this pressure on local government, on federal government, because we have more on the exclusive legislative list. So ask questions. Who says a governor cannot be challenged? Who says a governor cannot be asked questions? Who says Mr. President cannot be taken up? We are too docile. We don't ask questions. So what becomes of that effort for those who participated in the last round of election, whether the gubernatorial election or the local government election? What becomes of your lot if after casting your vote for these ones, you cannot ask them questions? We need to get things right at this particular level. We need to fix local government in Nigeria. You want to listen to Argon National Chairman? Please do.
Yeah, the National Assembly has done their own part on the issue of autonomous, but there are some states, you know, 2/3 of the state in the country have, the state assembly of the country has to also allow the local government to operate fully. But in this case, so many states or so many governors don't want to allow the local government to operate fully. But in some states, presently, there are some governors that allow the chairman to have full control of their resources, even though there is a joint account. But whenever there is FAQ at the end of the month, the allocations of local government go to the joint account. Then those governors allow the local government to decide on what to do with their funds. So we call it a partial autonomy. But just like what Mr. President wants, for local government to have their full autonomy. So we are hoping that the governors should also allow full autonomy in local government administration.
Okay, so the governors, they are being accused. The governors, fingers are being pointed at them. Are they ready to even listen to the people? I will open the phone lines. Let's look at what it is in Oyo State. Maybe 1, 2, 3 calls. The governors. This is Argon National Chairman. The governors should give local government a breathing space. Former President Goodluck Jonathan spoke on this issue, the need to empower local government at a particular function You want to listen to him. He served as the president of this country at a point in time. Let's listen to former President Goodluck Jonathan on this local government.
Most of these security conflicts are happening because of the weakness of the lower tiers of government. The local government system that's supposed to interface with communities directly and prevent this is dead in this country. Since the local governments are mainly managed by the states now, because we are told that some states even take their money, I think the states must have strong departments that will coordinate the affairs of this local government. And these departments must have regular meetings with traditional rulers and community development committees.
Former President Goodluck Jonathan there. You know the man, Ned Nwoko. Do you know him or you don't know him? He's a strong man. He's from Idumujugboko in Delta State. He has this to say. He's a little bit confrontational in his presentation. Calls are coming in, but let's listen to Ned Nwoko.
Those are the biggest problems that we have in Nigeria now. They are. You can go to me anywhere. There are many governors who are opposed for various reasons, opposed vehemently to the independence of states, of local governments. They don't want to hear about local government autonomy, because that is the only way they can win elections. Local government autonomy, for me, is almost the beginning and the end of the solution to our current problems in Nigeria. The local government system is dead. It's all dead. All that the president needs to do is to execute some executive order, and this has been in the works. I know local government.
So Ned Nwoko there, accusing finger being pointed at the governors. Let's quickly hear from you. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
I am Evangelist Shola Taiwo.
Evangelist Shola Taiwo. You're welcome, sir.
You said that we should be asking questions. From whom? Those that are not accessible. Immediately they won the election, they will go away. Even the chairman of local government, you cannot see him again. Who will you ask question from then?
Mr. Shola Taiwo, your local government chairman and your councillor, they are at your reach.
Some councillors are doing well. In my own world now, the councillor is doing well. He's a lady and he's doing very well. But what about the chairman who are tingles? They will not listen. Some councillors are listening, like my own councillor in my world now is doing very fine. What about those who are not willing to help? You see, if you cannot see them to ask questions, which question will you ask then? But local government is nearer to the people, and they should be given autonomy to perform very well.
Okay.
But the state government will not do. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shola Taiwo from Biokwaraba, for your time. Let me also testify that we have some persons who have distinguished themselves. I will attend to these calls that are coming in, but let me testify. Okay, for the fear of not wanting to do advert, I was on my way and I saw my councillor during the week. Mr. Anoluwapo, we are going right away to do so thing on your street. Okay, so we still have people who are doing their best, but there are some who are not. Now, Mr. Shola Taiwo talked about the fact that some politicians in 2019, they've not been seen, they are not accessible. My message to these ones is that by doing this, you are making politics less attractive. It's not going to be business as usual. Okay, for the people are getting wiser on daily basis. That is what is going to happen. You will end up playing yourself into irrelevance. Let's be calls. Hello, good morning.
Wow, good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
This is Buhari Olatunji
You're welcome, sir.
I want to thank you very much. Just to follow the protocol of our Prime Minister in complimenting the effort of IBR in advancing the cause of democracy in Nigeria. It's another day.
Sir.
I remember when Obi was in power, he set a bill for the autonomy of the country. And today, in Federal Capital Territory, there was full autonomy for local government administration. During the time of the now, I remember there was a bill for amendment and constitution.
Oh, hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir? Mr. Olatunji Buhari, can you hear me?
Hello, I'm listening to you.
Okay, I am having issues, and I'm sure Nigerians are having the same issue hearing you. Could you please call back, sir?
I'll do.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. My first guest is well seated, but this issue is very important. Nigerians are complaining life is becoming unbearable. The political class should be held accountable. These ones cannot be seen. They're not within reach. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Morning.
Thank you so much, sir. You're welcome, sir.
Yeah. This topic, what we're discussing this morning, actually interests me. But to know entire Nigerians, majority of us are becoming apoliticals now because of our experience as far as politics is concerned. If a lot of people that have called has actually told you that these politicians are not accessible, they can be only accessible about 6 months to election, where when they will come and probably come and share one or two things, and immediately they got elected or get elected. I'm telling you, they become elected. Hello, are you with me? Yeah, and immediately they become elected, they become elusive. You can't see them anymore. Yeah. So I think what we can do, the problem is actually, from the federal, all these, our senators. Unless the local government is independent, if not, the community will never benefit anything from them. You can imagine. Presently, local government across the nation are moribund. They are not functional. You see, that is why LCDE now has become the local government on their own. We contribute money for gate, for roads, everything. The role of local government is being, it's been performed by the Landlords Association now.
It is quite unfortunate.
Nigeria can only move forward if these local government are independent and are answerable to their community. Otherwise, we'll continue to live, I'm telling you, in just an opaque world.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Bingo Gudia. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello. Oh, you want to call back?
Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Hello.
Good morning.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. It's clearer now.
Okay. I don't need to go for just to respect the last speaker now. The most important thing is autonomy for local government. Just like your opening speech this morning, when you urge Nigerians to go and obtain their voters card, I think radio stations like yours and other stakeholders in this country, this is the best time to support the AGON or the local government workers and pray, convince and plead to the State House of Assembly to allow local government administration to start functioning in autonomous manner. That's the only thing we can do now. Let us all rally round throughout Nigeria and make sure that the project of autonomous of local government becomes a reality. Good morning, Mr. Anomorinde.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time. Okay, the last caller for now. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Hello,
thank you so much, sir. You're welcome, sir.
The autonomy of the local government is not negotiable. But we have seen in the past what has happened where the local governments have functioning on their own when they have perfect autonomy, we have seen the kind of activity they have appreciated. This time around, it will be local autonomy. It must be with perfect monitoring so as to apart what we call corruption. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time on the program. No teach me how to fish, don't give me fish. Chila, edefakaye. What does that mean? Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Chila. PMB apologized to Nigerians to forgive over what? Okay, I've taken this, Mr. Perks from Olode. Morning IBR, the existing universities are not well. Okay, we are beyond this for now. Thank you so much for your time. Okay, the number to send your text message to on this segment of the program is 0905 221 3356. 0905 221 3356. We are live on Facebook at Ibr92.5FM Ibadan. Comrade Shegun Abaton, the Secretary General of NUP in Oyo State, joins me on this segment. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Anno. Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, Oyo State citizens.
Welcome to Bottom Line.
Thank you.
So, you met us talking about local government. How bad, how good are things at this level?
You want me to react?
Please go ahead.
Yes, it has been very, very bad. It didn't start today. It started many years back. In fact, I would say as soon as we entered the, whether you call it the Fourth Republic or whatever republic, in 1999, the local government system had been incapacitated, most especially by governors. And I think what is responsible for that is the constitutional provision that there should be a joint account between the local government and the state government. So, to this extent, the state governors see the fund going to the local government as undeserved of them, and as such, corner them and give them pittances to just make some roads, maybe 1 or 2 kilometers of road in a year, and pay salaries, if the money they are releasing will be up to paying salaries. So it has been very, very bad. It has only gone worse now. In 1999, at least here in Oyo State, when Alhaji Lam Adesina was governor, I happened to take part in the administration of local government in Egbeda local government. And what was happening then? We were only being given money to pay salaries and probably a few funds.
From experience?
Yeah, to just do some few routes. Those days, we will even say we are golden days. But now, the whole thing has changed.
The whole thing?
It is terrible.
It is terrible. So you agree?
Oh, terrible, terrible. And I think the problem we are having in Nigeria is not only about local government, but about ourselves, about us.
About us. The people.
People.
How?
Yes, it is about us. These politicians, over years, have systematically dehumanized us by in a lot of ways, in all fronts. And the reason is that they want us to be so impoverished that when the election period is around and they throw us 2,000 naira to go and vote, or even 1,000 naira, or maximum of 4 yards of Ankara, we will snap at it, like the dog will snap at a bone. So that is the thing. Not until we human beings, we people in Nigeria, not until we are wiser, the situation is even going to graduate from worst to worst.
Okay, so
look at what is happening here. Do you know the senator you voted for in the last, about 2 or 3 years ago? Do you know him? Do you know the House of Rep member that you voted for?
The people, you heard, the people are saying they are not approachable.
And
they can't see them.
They can't be approachable because already many of us have taken akara, rice and ewa from them. And so they have paid their dues. That's why they are not here.
Ahead of time.
Ahead of time. So, but if we refuse this time around, that we are not going to take any nonsense from anybody, that we are going to take people from amongst us, not from these overused politicians and corrupt ones. You see many of them still galvanizing about. They have started giving out pittances, and people are dancing all over the place. It is we.
Can people do without dancing?
It is the dance of shame. It is a dance of shame. What are we talking about? You are dancing. You are dancing, there's no petrol. You are dancing, there's no power. You are dancing, there's no employment for your children. Many of us have graduates, 3, 4, 5 graduates in our houses. You are dancing, a Congo of Gari you cannot afford. A Congo of rice you cannot afford. Now a tin of milk is 400 naira. And you are dancing. That's a dance of shame.
So who do we heap this blame on?
Us.
The people.
Yes.
So someone listening to this program would say, okay, I voted President Muhammad Buhari into power to ameliorate my suffering. One of the reasons why I voted for him was for him to take charge and assist me. Some would say that one of the reasons why I voted Governor Seyi Makinde is to make my life better. From experience, let me tell you what the complaints have been. Talking about the federal government, some persons believe no, our interests is not being represented well. Talking about Oyo State, some would say, oh, all that Governor Seyi Makinde knows how to do is maybe prompt payment of salaries and pension. There are those who challenge me and say, Anu, explain to me why the salaries and pension of a few group of people should be paid at the detriment of others. Talking about the local government, they are nowhere to be found. That is the submission of many people. So you begin to ask yourself, where do you go from here?
Well, yeah, let me take the matter from the federal government, because it started from the federal government. I pity those that voted for Muhammadu Buhari.
You pity?
Yes, I pity all of you.
Why?
Because I knew from experience. You know, I'm at least I'm an old man now. From experience, voting, at that time we had just 2 prominent candidates then, Muhammadu Buhari and Abubakar Atiku. To me, personal opinion, and I think I have been vindicated, my own personal opinion then was like voting death or illness or disease. That is
the choices Nigerians had at that time.
The choices Nigerians had at that time.
What did you see?
Was to vote either death or disease. Death, as represented by Buhari, and that is exactly what is happening. Go and write by the
No, that's derogatory.
No, it's not.
No.
You see, what I mean is this. What I mean is that his government is going to bring a lot of suffering to Nigerians. And has that now happened?
Comrade Abaton, let's break it down. Has it ever happened in the history of this country that there will be a president on seat and Nigerians will not throw tantrums at such a person. When Obasanjo was there as the president, he was heavily criticized. When Yaradua took over, of course, death cut short his regime. But of course, there were pockets of complaint. Goodluck Jonathan took over. Remember, at the point in time, he described himself as the most criticized president. Already, President Muhammad Buhari has said he's not bothered. The only thing he is fearful of is the fact that Nigerians will only come to appreciate him after he might have left office. Talking about the economy, over time, you discover that it has never been good at any point in time. But amidst all that, you still see people, okay, struggling to survive. In a bad economy, you see people building houses, you see people buying cars. So one would want to conclude that perhaps that is how Nigeria has been structured.
Well, in actual fact, there's no government that is not going to experience criticisms. But there's no government in Nigeria under which Nigerians have suffered the way we have suffered under Muhammadu Buhari. Let me take it one by one. During the time of Obasanjo that you mentioned, the Boko Haram people wanted to rear their head somewhere and immediately quenched it. And when they knew that this man is not somebody you just can play nonsense with, they went into hibernation.
You mean Jonathan?
Even about Obasanjo.
Okay.
Have you forgotten Zaki Biam? And this other one. Odi. Yeah. Have you forgotten? Those were introductions to banditry and what we are having now.
The final analysis was that human rights were violated. The administration of Jonathan paid billions of naira in form of damages. So, whichever method he adopted at that time that will make the country to incur debt to the tune of billions of naira, and maybe Nigeria having a reputation battered, don't we need to think twice about it?
Let's see. Let us look at the perspectives of what we are talking about. Let us look at economic indexes that we are talking about. Even during the time we know, in fact, personally have taken stock of what has been happening in Nigeria since the time of Shagari. From the time of Shagari to now, conditions of Nigerians have progressively becoming worse. That take Shagari as the first end and Buhari as the last end. Which area among that could you say Nigerians have really enjoyed? But it is worse under Buhari than the rest of them. About 10 years ago, when I went for surgery in India, the dollar was 162 naira. It is now over 500 naira in the black market. If I was sick, if it was this time, I wouldn't have been able to make it, and that would have meant death. How much was a Congo of Gari, rice, beans then? Then, at that time, did we hear of herdsmen slaughtering people like you slaughter rams? And nothing is happening to them. Nobody is taking them accountable for it.
But Comrade Abaton, let me ask this. Have you observed that in recent times, we've not been hearing of all
You
of
cannot
this?
hear it because the Southwest has taken steps through Amutajero. And our people have also gone Yoruba. Yes. We know that we cannot attack these people using den guns But we can use our wisdom, the Yoruba wisdom, to fight them. That's why you have not been hearing them. Have you not been hearing them in Kogi State? Have you not been hearing them in Zamfara, in Kaduna, and other places like that? But in Yoruba land, the presence of Amutajero has made them wiser. Not that we still don't have pockets of their nuisance, but it has calmed down. See, when Abacha was around, he said, in any government, in any country where banditry or evil is sustained for 48 hours, the government must have a hand in it, either directly or indirectly. If something is happening and you are looking on, you are not taking action, then what have you done? You have abetted that crime. Look at the number of people that have been wasted. Look at the number of people that have been driven away from their homes. We don't have IDPs under Obasanjo. We don't have IDPs under Jonathan.
How sure are you about that? It actually,
I am correct.
It actually started at that time.
But there was no IDP. There was no IDP.
Internally displaced persons.
Yes, there was no IDP. The situation had not gone to that level.
Maybe,
of having IDP. And in fact, the problem Jonathan had then was induced politically.
Oh,
yeah.
But the challenges that this administration has, you think is not induced?
No. See, let me tell you one thing. When somebody says a tribe from all over Africa should have their house or their home here in Nigeria, what have you done? You have opened the borders to all manners of people, and that's why you find them coming in. Unfortunately, the Nigerian borders are so porous and unmanned, and so what do you have? When you remember what the governor of Bauchi said Nigeria is home of the Fulanis everywhere in the world. So what are we talking about? We have been having Fulanis here, and they have not been troubling us. Many were born here. Many had their great-grandfathers here, and we have been living like brothers and sisters. Why is it that it is during this time, this dispensation, that you have all this banditry, slaughtering of human beings like animals, and the rest of that?
It actually didn't start with this administration.
But let me tell you, the purpose of voting somebody in or changing government by ballot, I'm talking of ballot, I'm not talking of coup, is that if you change a government that is on, you are expecting a better deal from the new government you have changed to. So if the thing didn't start with this government, it should not escalate during this government. Yes, it didn't start with this government, yes. But it shouldn't have escalated during this government. Remember that we are 7 years into this government. May his soul rest in peace. There was a time Alhaji Arishekola was castigated by people when he said, you will soon buy a tin of milk for 10 naira. Now that tin of milk that he prophetically said was going to be sold or bought for 10 naira is now 300 to 400 naira.
I'm sure minimum wage at that time is not as high as it is today.
And what is the value of the minimum wage? Tell me. What is the value of the minimum wage? Your minimum wage is 30,000 naira. You cannot buy a bag of rice for 30,000 naira. In fact, if you buy 5 Congos of rice from your 30,000 naira, you will not be able to go to work in the next 2 weeks with 30,000 naira. So what are we talking about? When you are talking of minimum wage, the time we were earning less money we were doing things better than when there is this, unquote, huge amount of money that
So,
we had inside.
what could be responsible for this?
A lot of things.
Some will blame the labor.
No, how do you blame the labor? Is it the labor that would make things easier for Nigerians? In fact, it is what we are having now. We should even give kudos, thanks to the labor movement. If there were no viral labor movement in Nigeria, Nigeria would have gone worse than this.
Do you think this country still has a viral organized labor?
At least it has a seemingly viral organization. If it is not, if you cannot call it viral, seemingly viral labor movement. Because at least the government will still fear that if we put money on this thing, if we escalate this thing, labor people will talk. But like this, that fear is still there. But remove labor, remove NLC, remove TUC. And because they have impoverished us, there's nobody out there that will want to come out and say, see what happened. Some people brought in contaminated fuel. Those that brought contaminated fuel to Nigeria, they know them. What has happened to them?
The president had ordered that they be dealt with.
Are they ghosts? How many weeks now that those people that brought the adulterated fuel, how many weeks now? Over 4 weeks, 5 weeks? And so it is not yet time to deal with them. Can you do that in civilized countries? Can you do that in US? Can you do that in USSR? Russia? Can you do that in UK and get away with it? Look, people should not. In fact, you discover that it's a long time I've come to your radio station or other radio stations, because I believe that we might even be wasting our time talking, because this government is not listening to anybody. Tell me, I want to ask you, although you are supposed to ask me questions, but I want to ask you, do these governments, when I mean governments, I mean federal, state, and probably local government, do they hear us at all? If they hear us, do they make use of what we are saying on radio stations? Because if they, as I speak now, this man is on radio, Obilo. People like him are also in other radio stations saying the same thing that we are saying. Has there been any change? In a civilized country, in fact, in those days, government will monitor each radio station and take something from it and do something about it.
I interact with the government, and I can tell you that the government listens.
Are you talking of government of Oyo State or Buhari? Do you interact with Buhari?
At all levels. At all levels.
Okay.
They listen. It's the responsibility of some persons to collate what you are saying. The presidency must get a report. So the government listens.
Mm-hmm. And who are those that are supposed to collate?
They know themselves. They're doing their job.
If they are doing their job, by now they should have collated the names of those that brought foul petrol into Nigeria. By now, those that brought foul petrol into Nigeria should be having their days either in court or somewhere else.
Let us talk about.
So how many weeks or months will it take them to collate? Collating what? And if a governor or the president appointed somebody to collate or to do his job, and the person is not doing it, what do you do? What does that governor or president do? You sack that person and replace them with another person. Yeah, that's it.
Let's talk about Oyo State government.
Yeah.
One of the issues that the opposition and those who are critical of this administration of Governor Seyi Makinde, one of the issues they've raised against him is that the administration of Governor Seyi Makinde is interested in road construction. Why? Oh, agriculture. You are not in the government. Your job this morning is to be an unbiased analyst.
Yes.
Roads, roads, roads. For instance, they are asking, what is it doing in terms of agriculture? Some will even castigate the governor, saying, oh, it's free education, it's a sham. Pupils are still sitting on the floor. There is no furniture. In some places, people end up paying some money, of course, maybe money that the government didn't approve and all that. So when people come up with these kind of allegations against the government, do you think they are right? You've been around for some time.
Yeah, thank you very much. In the first instance, I want to state this categorically, that Nigerian Union of Pensioners is a non-partisan, non-political, non-religious organization. And I, Olusegun Abaton, Secretary Nigerian Union of Pensioners, I'm non-political, non-partisan. I will say the truth. But at the same time, I will also state that I am not a mouthpiece of the government of Engineer Seyi Makinde. So I wouldn't know what exactly is going on under him. What we know that concerns us most is the payment of pensions and, well, the other labor salary.
And someone will say you are the most fortunate.
And some, no, so if anybody is saying that we are the most fortunate, that person is not being fair to us. What of the time we have been most unfortunate?
Has there been any time?
Have you forgotten that?
Has there been any time?
I know, you know, we both of us we are always in the trenches. You are always following us. So don't let us go.
Don't let us go there. But there is this clarification, which maybe Providence is giving us an opportunity to address today. Will we dwell, even if it's only one call?
Yeah.
We will dwell on Oyo State.
Yes.
Late Abiola Ajimobi.
Yeah.
One question: did he leave any salaries unpaid? Salaries.
Well,
that you know of.
No, let me take this. Late Senator Abiola Ajimobi was my brother. I had no personal issue with him, and I will want us to. It's going to be about 3 years now that Engineer Seyi Makinde have taken up the mantle of leadership in Oyo State. I want us to leave the late governor out of it. Let him rest. If there's anything like rest, I don't want to discuss about him.
Just in one word. You see, it keeps recurring.
Mm-hmm.
To those who were around at that time and to those who knew what the situation is, let me just, after the program, there are people who put a call through and said, oh, Ajimobi did not fulfill his financial obligation, because of what happened, the recession in 2016-2017. Just in one word, I'm aware you had to go to court at a point in time, but did he leave any salary unpaid?
Well, if there was no salary unpaid, if there was no pension unpaid, we wouldn't have gone to the court. That is my simple answer.
That's your answer to
yes. it. We wouldn't have gone to court.
You are not the mouthpiece of the government.
No, I am not. I will never be.
When the representatives of the government come here, at times there are people who think, they're telling us lies. You are an unbiased analyst this morning. How would you rate the performance of Governor Seyi Makinde?
Well, I just said something some moments ago, that the the government of Seyi Makinde, as far as pensioners are concerned, and as far as the payment of their pension and gratuities are concerned, he has done so well. Again, in terms of payment of salaries again, he had done so well. There are these things that many people don't understand about Oyo State. Oyo State is a civil service state. There's no industry, no big companies, and so on and so forth. So anybody, any government in Oyo State that is able to pay salaries and pensions will make the economy of the state to run.
Comrade, has it been like that? At a point in time, this state boasts of industries. They were killed.
Exactly, that was what we have been talking now. They were killed.
Do we blame the federal government?
No, wait. We are not talking of. Let us blame governments and us.
You know, when we blame government, some persons believe, oh, it's about the federal government.
No, wait. Us. Let us blame governments and us.
Okay.
Government. There are certain things that government has got to put in place that probably were not put in place. These companies that ran away or ran into neighboring countries like South Africa, Ghana, and the rest, they left because of the stifling environment of business. As we speak, I'm sure you may be running on generator, diesel.
Obviously.
You are running on diesel. So many of them, after running on diesel for so many years and they can't make their profit, they will leave. Why are we not running? Why don't we have our own refineries? Why don't we make sure that our own refineries are put back into shape? But because some people have tasted this so-called subsidy, I'm telling you, my dear brother, the refineries in Nigeria can never be fixed.
Because some persons have tasted.
They have tasted it, and nobody will want to lick honey and remove his mouth from it.
I'm sure Nigerians have questions for you. Okay, let me start with these. Mr. President has said the same thing in his media chart. I could remember when he said local governments will be paid 300 million naira and the state governments will give them 100 million naira. If the EFCC asks them questions, they will say the agency, okay, Mr. Tijani Razak, please look at your last text and resend it. No, now that the president has returned, what will change? I laugh in English. Steve, federal government is borrowing from pension funds. Can we trust such government that the funds for the poorest of the poor will be intact? With it, no. Akintunde from Malakia. Good morning, sirs. I think Senator Kola Balogun should mention those who want to bribe your resident electoral commissioner in 2019 for people to believe. Mr. Woleido. Good morning, IBR. Akinlolu K. For me, the cabals in the government are too many for Nigeria to progress. We need more pressure group in Nigeria. Good morning, IBR. The media, for me, is doing what they ought to be doing in order to put the government on our toes. Media in Oyo State should do same to the state government for the betterment of all. It appears the media focus more on the federal government. Okay, Suleiman, these are issues. Okay, but you will be back to continue your thought after this commercial break. We'll be back. The program is Bottom Line.
Brent Mall. Oh yes, Brent Mall is your one-stop solution to all your shopping needs. Get the best products and services every day at Brent Mall. Go ahead and share beautiful moments with friends and families as you shop. Play games in arcade. Eat the best meals. Have fun at Brent Supermarkets. Enjoy the moments with loved ones at Brent Supermarkets. Enjoy rich, sumptuous, tasty delicacies at Brent Eateries. Treat yourself to a wholesome experience of rich, yummy ice cream and smoothies at the Brent Mall Ice Cream Lounge. We've got the best for you always. Visit Brent's Bakeries today for your daily fresh bread. At Brent Boutique, we've got the finest blend of luxury, elegance, and style for your fashion delight. Brent electronic gadgets are quality, durable, and reliable. Get yours today. Shop with us today at Brent Mall, Apata, Ibadan. Brent Mall, Old Ife Road, Ibadan. And also at Brent Mall, Taki, Ogumosho. Check out our social media pages at Brent Supermarkets. Brent Mall, stay healthy, stay happy.
Ǹjẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ wípé àwọn obìnrin ń kojú ìpèníjà ìfìyàjẹni tó ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú ọrọ̀ ajé? Àwọn obìnrin tí kò tíì lọ́kọ ni wọn ò gbà láyè láti dàgbàlé tàbí ní ojúkò ìtajà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ sì ni wọn ò lórí ọ̀fẹ́ àti gbàyè sinmi lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ láti tọ́mọ bí wọ́n bá bímọ. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kò sí àtìlẹ́yìn kankan fún ìmúgbòòrò okòwò wọn. Ẹ gba àwọn obìnrin láàyè láti dàgbàlé kí wọ́n sì lè ṣòwò tí wọ́n ń fẹ́ nítorí wọ́n dángájíá sí kójú òṣùwọ̀n láti dá sanwó ilé wọn. Ẹ ṣàtìlẹ́yìn fáwọn okòwò tóbìnrin ń dá sílẹ̀ nílùú Ìbàdàn ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ tó ń ti mímú àdínkù dé bá owó orí táwọn oníṣòwò obìnrin ń san. Ẹ fòpin sí ìfàbùkù kan ni tí wọ́n ń ṣe sí àwọn obìnrin tó ń wa kẹ̀kẹ́ àtàwọn tí ń ṣe iṣẹ́ tá a mọ ọkùnrin mọ́ nílùú Ìbàdàn. Ẹ dẹ́kun àkọlù àti ìwà ipá sáwọn obìnrin nílùú Ìbàdàn ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Kópa tirẹ̀ láti ṣe ìfẹsẹ̀múlẹ̀ ìdájọ́ òdodo fún ìfòpin sí ìkọlù àwọn obìnrin tó ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú ọrọ̀ ajé nílùú Ìbàdàn. Women Save House Sustenance Initiative pẹ̀lú àtìlẹ́yìn Urgent Action Fund Africa ló ń kéde.
All right, welcome back, everyone. So, comrade, you want to respond to some of these texts before we pick calls?
Yes. The first I want to respond to is about government borrowing pensions fund. In a saner climate, there's nothing bad in government making use of taking the pensions fund to do certain things. In fact, in advanced countries, most infrastructure you see around are built using pensioners fund, and that's why they call them senior citizens, and they accord them the respect by giving them subsidies, well, maybe on transportation, drugs, etc. But here, instead of us doing the same thing, the Nigerian factor. In 2007, when the thing was about to be introduced, and I was called to a radio for whether it was going to be a good program or not. I mean, I'm talking of a contributory pension scheme. I said it was a good program if the Nigerian factor does not creep in. Now the Nigerian factor has crept in, and we are having the problem. Look at, in some states, even here in the Southwest, people will contribute their own money, their own share, instead of the government taking the share to the PFs, that is the pension fund administrators. They won't take the contributor fund to them. Rather, they will misappropriate it. And instead of government to also contribute its own quota, it will not do it, such that many pensioners under that scheme are left in the cold when they retire. So it is not good. In a good country, it is good, but here the Nigerian factor has made it so bad.
Okay, so on the issue of governance, let's pick some calls. Nigerians have questions for you. You've spoken about the federal government and even the state government. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you.
My name is Adeshi from UI.
Adeshi Omola from UI. Welcome.
I want to appreciate your test there. We see somebody into the commission there. There are things that we cannot say. But friends like that, they know how to put on the ground. And nobody will cut this phone. I appreciate you for letting all know that he said they know that I voted for why. That is a brilliant word. And don't continue. Maybe all to come to the studio like that. They talk continue to give him long.
Okay, Adeshiomola, your network isn't clear. You may call back. The numbers to call are 0902 280 9257, 0916 104 7698, 0811 0526487. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you so much, sir.
Evangelist Solataiwo from Badaya.
Evangelist Sholataiwo, welcome, sir.
I want to greet Baba Segun Abatan for saying the obvious. He has said everything, and God will continue to increase the fountain of his knowledge. He will never die suddenly. I will continue to lead us. He has said everything. Buhari is a miss-us. We have miselected. God bless us.
Evangelist Sholataiwo, thank you so much for your time. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Nolua Pomangi.
Thank you.
This is Comrade Ismail Adedamola calling from Barcelona.
Comrade, welcome.
Good morning to the daddy in the studio. Actually, he has said a lot of things, but there is a lot of things that I also need to argue, or we need to call his attention. When he made mention of the IDP in Nigeria, it sounds as if it is a new thing in our country. And I also need to bring you back to memory lane to look for information. The issue of the internal displacement testing came to alive and it has dimensions 7 I can as well tell him that you should go and look for the history of over 500,000 people before to out their home due to the ethnic violence in Nigeria. This one includes Nasarawa, Taraba, Bay, and some other things. And it was happened around 2001, 2002. So more information are there for him for the consumption. So we should not just come to the here because of we don't like this particular government. We teach information to the public.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. Hello, good morning. Okay, you may call back on the program. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Falodun, you're welcome.
I just want to say something. You see, I will say, our analysis issue, with due respect for his own opinion, our analysis should try to accept with us objective. When he said Buhari was not that destroyed the value of Nigeria, he said Buhari was not that supports the commonwealth of this country. Yes, I think it was Buhari library, I think it was Buhari presidential mansion. So, to me personally, I'm pro-Buhari, I don't like it. I'm upset to say that pro should be marked today because of his past record. So, that's really why I'm supporting the opportunity. Buhari has not performed according to our expectation. That's truth. He has not performed. But we cannot be condemning Buhari because of the circumstances which the government is very easy to destroy. It's very easy to destroy, but to cut short now is very difficult. Thank you, Mr. Adam. I'm listening to you.
Thank you so much for your time on the program. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Okay, Adeshi, you're back.
Yeah, God bless you.
Okay.
What I would say is that I want to appreciate your analysis there. What are we going to say? He has said so many things. And may God continue to increase his knowledge. May he live long. And I want to be seeing him in the studio. There are some things that I cannot say. Maybe people will cut it up. People like that represent us. May God bless him. All of us will tell this man and we have learned our lesson. Such will never happen again. God bless you and I may he be long. Let's have a good day.
Thank you so much. Okay, Comrade Abaton, we really need to wrap up this segment of the program. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Thank you.
This is Malam Rufai calling from Iroko.
Malam Rufai from Iroko, welcome.
Yes, sir. I thank the analyst here, our guest. He has hit the nails on the head, and that is the truth of the matter. The truth is bitter. We parties, we have the power with us. The power belongs to us. And once we give us this power through our vote at the politicians, we use it as a such of things and begin to, beat us with us. And this time around, we should not continue to dance in the same people again. We must know what to do. Thank you. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you, Malam Rufai from Morocco, for your time. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Thank you.
Welcome, Comrade Abaton. Those who knew when Nigeria was Nigeria and are still listening to this program this morning, I want to believe that their heart will be bleeding because of the pathetic problem we are facing in this country now. And I want to get one impression from what they have said, that some people have placed their mouth on the money of our NCC in this country, and they are not ready to remove their mouth. I believe that there is nothing God cannot do. If they don't want to remove their mouth for the betterment of people, God will finally remove their mouth from it, and this country will come back to its feet. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ogunka Joseph from Olodo. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Yeah, Allah from Iwo
Ola from Iwo Road, welcome.
Yeah. And because on the issue of local government, there is no any authority you can give to local government as long as the election or appointment of local government chairman are in the hands of the governors. Let us remove election of local government from state to federal. If federal INEC conduct the election to local government, one governor cannot just stop and it dissolve the local government. It's not possible. We cannot have any different that can actually there is no way you can have it unless the election is removed.
Okay.
And on the issue, hello?
Go ahead.
Yeah. On the issue of the subsidy, before this time, I don't believe that there is subsidy because some people are getting money, they are making their own venture. There is no way we can have refinery. There is no way we can do our own here. It's not possible unless we have a vibrant sector that is ready to cut them away from this oil.
All right.
It's not possible.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ola from me. Thank you, Ola from Iwo Road. I'm sorry, because we need to wrap up this segment. We can go on and on receiving calls. Comrade Abaton, you've heard from Nigerians. We need a change, no doubt. How do we birth a change?
Yeah, well, in the first instance, we must shine our eyes. We must vote somebody that is very suave in almost all fields of endeavors. Must be computer literate. Must be any president we want to vote in now must be a learned president. He must be.
You're listing the criteria Nigerians must look at for.
He must be educated, seriously educated.
Seriously.
Not somebody who they cannot find a certificate in the last 20, 30, 40 years ago. You want somebody that is literate. We are talking of what do you call this now? 21st millennium. People are talking of 21st millennium. They are talking of technologies. They are talking of this. We are talking of Ruga in Nigeria. We don't want Ruga. We want a president that is suave. Not only at the presidential level, even at the governorship level in the states.
What are the things Nigerians must look out for in electing a governor?
The governor also must be brilliant. We don't want all these Sakam and J governors. The governor must be brilliant as well. Then again, we as a people must say no to inducement now. the taking of Ankara, 4 yards of Ankara, of rice, of kuli kuli. Do you know that the last election, they distributed kuli kuli and gari to people? We Nigerians should say no.
They distributed these items, but some Nigerians collected them.
Yeah.
So
they shouldn't collect again.
Okay.
That is exactly where I'm going. They should not collect. Okay, if somebody gave you 4 years Ankara, that means 1 Ankara for 1 year, 1 Ankara. So 4 years. Are you telling me that Ankara will not be torn at the end of the 4 years? And if they give you a Congo of Gari, or even if they even give you a bag of Gari, are you going to, is that Congo or that bag of Gari, is that going to last you for the next 4 years? People should please shine their eyes. I think we are learning our lessons, because everybody is now, there's nobody that is here in Nigeria that will say in the last 1 year or 2 years he was able to see the senator he voted for or the House of Rep member he voted for. No.
Comrade Abaton, I must say a big thank you to you.
Thank you very much.
Because we want to talk about the women. The women are saying their time is here. Whether they will become the next president of this nation. Some are saying, let's give the women an opportunity. Before I introduce my guest, do you believe Nigeria is due for a female president?
Well, Nigeria is due for women emancipation.
No, not.
No.
We're not due for a female president.
No. It's women emancipation. You start from, a baby cannot walk in a day. You understand? The emancipation could lead to women presidency later.
But you think for now?
For now, women should be
in all sincerity,
women should be given more time in politics.
How long do you think they should be given?
Then again, women also should be able to know their worth. Many of them don't know their worth. I told you I was into Alliance for Democracy maybe for a year or two. You find out that most women in politics are there not as partners to really sit down and bargain. Many of them are there as you know what I mean by that?
The women.
Yes, many. But the women should also now talk to themselves. Hey, look, we are not people you can just fling around or mess around. This is what we want, and they should stand by it. After all, a home that is good, it is the woman.
Comrade, I must say a big thank you to you. Thank you so much for your time on the program. May Nigeria succeed. May Oyo State succeed.
Amen.
May our respective local governments succeed. But beyond prayers, we need to act.
Prayers don't even work now.
Prayer is the key.
We have been praying since the time of Shagari, I told you. We have been praying. I wasn't a small boy during Shagari's era. 1979. I mean, 1979, of course.
To 83.
To 83. Things have been getting worse from Shagari's era, and we have been praying. Maybe it is that prayer that is delaying the evil day.
Maybe
you know?
Maybe we need to pray more. Thank you so much for your time. Okay, Sarah Shobowale is seated. We'll be talking on the next segment about the women and their demand, their yearnings ahead 2023 general elections. Don't go anywhere. back, everyone. It is Bottom Line here on Impact Business Radio, Ibr92.5 FM. We started this conversation last week on the program. We're looking at the 2023 general elections. The women are saying they want more recognition. At a point in time, those that protested then to the National Assembly the penultimate week threatened that should the National Assembly not consider or reconsider its stance on gender equality bill, the women may have cause to boycott the 2023 general elections. And the male folk are saying, no, they can't do that. The few privileged ones who led that protest to the National Assembly perhaps don't know how things work at the grassroots. Sarah Shubawali joins me on the program. Of course, she's a politician. It's good to have you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
How ready do you think the women are for 2023?
Well, you know, in the past, I can tell you that the women have not been this ready. But this time around, it's a general call. Every woman has come to realize their responsibility, their duty, their worth, you know, towards the development of our nation. You're talking about a population of over 50%, you know. The women in Nigeria have over 50% of the population of Nigeria. So if we now say such number should be at the backstage, is there any fairness in that? Even without the women calling, you know, or asking for representation, being represented, being involved in the, you know, administration, in politics, shouldn't somebody wake up and say something is missing somewhere? You understand what I'm saying? And God in his divine wisdom decided, he saw that there was imbalance when he created the world, and the woman was not there. You know, it was incomplete. So he had to create the woman. Not until the woman came, the creation was incomplete. It wasn't balanced. So if God in his divine wisdom felt that something was missing in creation and he brought a woman in, so why in our political setup, in our administrative system, should we now think that, are we trying to say that we are wiser than God, or that we can do it without the women? It's just like a bird flying with just one hand. The bird cannot be balanced. If our men can do it alone, we wouldn't have been here.
So you think the men cannot do it alone in politics and in governance?
In everything, starting from the home front, you know, from the family unit, from the community system, in politics, even in offices, at the boardroom politics, at every level, the men can just not do it alone.
They can't do it alone.
It's not
possible. But it appears the men have been doing it all alone. That's why the women are coming out now, isn't it?
You see, if we continue to do the same thing the same way, we won't get different results. That's why we keep, we keep merry-go-rounding. We are just at a point. We are not moving further than where we've been for a long time. You understand? Let's just look inward and do things differently. Let's bring women on board. Let them bring in the advice, the experience. You know, every woman is a potential mother. And you see the experience a woman brings in raising children, in having a family. You know, why not let's bring that into governance? Why not let's bring it into politics and see whether by the time we bring this experience together, I'm very sure if you look at organizations where they have women at the helms of affairs, you see how they make progress, how they succeed. We have countless of women who are making waves, who are making names for themselves. See how successful their companies and everything has been.
So men are known to be leaders naturally, not the women. Is that assertion right?
No.
The general belief is, oh, as a man, there is this innate ability to lead. That is the general belief. But you painted a picture and you challenge the people to look at where women hold sway, or where they still hold sway today. They move, okay, in the speed of light, as it were. But some will say, remember what the president said, President Muhammad Buhari, when he came on board, talking about the roles his wife is to perform and all of that. When you look at Nigerian politics, the way it's been played, there are those who believe that it's better for women not to even come close to it, because of the nature that the men should take charge, they should keep playing it. Has anything changed beyond the fact that the women want laws to back up their participation? Has that political atmosphere changed? Has the environment changed so that it's now going to be more conducive for women if there is a law to back up their participation?
You see, it's not the law that is going to make it, conducive. But we must come to terms with the fact that this is our country. Whether it's conducive or not conducive, if we just leave it and let things happen the way it's going, the victims are going to be the women. Why not let's take the bull by the horn? Why not let's face it ourselves? Why should we leave it into the hands of people who will, at the end of the day, make us victim of the situation and of the circumstances?
That's the men?
Yes. Do you think a man will make a better policy for a woman? Does he really know how that woman feels? No, just tell me.
Is it not possible?
It's not perfect. He will only try. He won't be able to make that perfect policy, pass the perfect bill for the women. Can't you just see what happened recently when we're asking for the women involvement? I mean, over the world, even the United Nations is talking about 35% women affirmative action. And all over the world, let's not go to the Western world, let's stay in Africa. Look at Rwanda. See what is happening with women there. And we're asking that we should inculcate such in Nigeria and see what the men did. As women, we have more women. Do you think that bill will just be thrown into the bin like that? So now tell me that such men will now pass bills that will, impact positively the life of women. Are you trying to say that such men will do something that will really...
So it's as if we're blaming the male folk for all that has been happening to the women in politics. But let's look at it this way. If you're going to play politics successfully, there are some things that you must have. For instance, you must have the financial muscle. 2, you just must create the time. Men who are in politics hold meetings at certain time, even in the dead of the night. Is a woman caught in for such? Now, when you look at the roles of the women, you look at things she will have to take care of as a woman, do you think that our attention will not be distracted in politics compared to the men?
You see, I'm not completely trying to blame men, because they also have a larger role to play in this. But you see, men must come to realize that so long as women are prevented, equal opportunities, men will not be able to attain their full potential.
Even men?
Yes. It's just like I said before, trying to fly on one wing. Society will not attain its full potential at that level. And now let me tell you this. You see, we must live past the level of men, seeing that little girl as my little princess who has to be trained, to go to school, grow up and then go to a man's house and live there, I just have to train her to become a wife material. We have to live past that level. It's largely has to do with our family system. You're talking about the risk involved. The women, are the aims of affairs of organizations. Do you think they hold meetings only in the day? Don't they hold meetings at night? How did I mean, do you think that Chief Mrs. Folorunso Alakija just attained that height without paying any sacrifice?
It's easier in other field than in politics, isn't it?
Let me tell you this now. You see, if a woman is determined to do something, don't underestimate the power of a woman. You just be surprised at how she will do it.
They are go-getters.
Yes, that is who a woman is.
You said something that is quite interesting. The fact that by denying the women, even the men will not attain their full potential.
Definitely.
You break it down, but we've got some bills to pay. We'll be back.
Prince Mall. Oh yes, Prince Mall is your one-stop solution to all your shopping needs. Get the best products and services every day at Prince Mall. Go ahead and share beautiful moments with friends and families as you shop. Play games in arcade. Eat the best meals. Have fun at Brent Supermarkets. Enjoy the moments with loved ones at Brent Supermarkets. Enjoy rich, sumptuous, tasty delicacies at Brent's Eateries. Treat yourself to a wholesome experience of rich, yummy ice cream and smoothies at the Brent Mall Ice Cream Lounge. We've got the best for you always. Visit Brent's Bakeries today for your daily fresh bread. At Brent's Boutique, we've got the finest blend of luxury, elegance and style for your fashion delight. Brent's electronic gadgets are quality, durable and reliable. Get yours today. Shop with us today at Brent's Mall, Apata, Ibadan. Brent's Mall, Old Ife Road, Ibadan. And also at Brent's Mall, Taki, Ogumosho. Check out our social media pages at Brent Supermarkets. Brent's Mall, stay healthy, stay happy.
Ǹjẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ wípé àwọn obìnrin ń kojú ìpèníjà ìfìyàjẹni tó ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú ọrọ̀ ajé? Àwọn obìnrin tí kò tíì lọ́kọ ni wọn ò gbà láyè láti dàgbàlé tàbí ní ojúkò ìtajà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ sì ni wọn ò lórí ọ̀fẹ́ àti gbàyè sinmi lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ láti tọ́mọ bí wọ́n bá bímọ. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kò sí àtìlẹ́yìn kankan fún ìmúgbòòrò okòwò wọn. Ẹ gba àwọn obìnrin láàyè láti dàgbàlé kí wọ́n sì lè ṣòwò tí wọ́n ń fẹ́ nítorí wọ́n dángájíá sì kójú òṣùwọ̀n láti dá sanwó ilé wọn. Ẹ ṣàtìlẹ́yìn fáwọn okòwò tóbìnrin ń dá sílẹ̀ nílùú Ìbàdàn ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ tó ń ti mímú àdínkù dé bá owó orí táwọn oníṣòwò obìnrin ń san. Ẹ fòpin sí ìfàbùkù kan ni tí wọ́n ń ṣe sí àwọn obìnrin tó ń wa kẹ̀kẹ́ àtàwọn tí ń ṣe iṣẹ́ tá a mọ ọkùnrin mọ́ nílùú Ìbàdàn. Ẹ dẹ́kun àkọlù àti ìwà ipá sáwọn obìnrin nílùú Ìbàdàn ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Kópa tirẹ̀ láti ṣe ìfẹsẹ̀múlẹ̀ ìdájọ́ òdodo fún ìfòpin sí ìkọlù àwọn obìnrin tó ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú ọrọ̀ ajé nílùú Ìbàdàn. Women Save House Sustenance Initiative pẹ̀lú àtìlẹ́yìn Urgent Action Fund Africa ló ń kéde.
All right, welcome back. Let me quickly go through some of the messages that we have here on the program. Women should be more active in governance, but in this part of the world, do we have the structure? Do we have the system that encourages them? Is there the financial strength on their part to compete? Though we still have a sizable number of women doing well in their respective professions, but they still have a lot to do. Kudos to few governors like Godwin Obaseki, Sanwo-Olu, Seyi Makinde, who brings women on board in their cabinet. With time, we might have more of them in public governance. Higher daily from Alakia. And some persons will be quick to ask you, how many women are in the cabinet of Governor Seyi Makinde? Our non-Nigeria situation is highly pathetic and disheartening. Nigerians should increase their participation in politics. Okay, thank you. And more pressure groups are needed. That is the number one solution. Too much money given to politicians as salary is the root of all the problems in this country. Shegno from Ibadan. Good morning, Anu. I urge, I think this for Comrade Abaton. I urge the analysts in the studio to note that political appointees are public servants. What we could be advocating now is including the controversial provisions on political appointees in constitutional amendment. Let's learn to follow due process to get the laws we need, not jumping the guns and drumming up sentiment. Okay, when you send your message, include your name. Few women are holding sensitive political offices and they are doing well, even as we have a woman as the SSG in Oyo State. But for a female governor or president in Nigeria of today, I doubt it. Haderonke. Good morning, Anulu Apomori. The answer today. Okay, let's move on. So these are concerns, but the men have been doing it for some time. Are you suggesting that if they keep doing it, Nigeria will remain what it is. Is that what you are trying to say by when you said that even men themselves will not attain their full potential?
You see, studies have shown that companies with greater gender diversity, not just within their workforce, but directly among senior leaders, are significantly more profitable than those without women. And you see, the positive impact of women in politics is undeniable. Even Kofi Annan noted about there's no tool for development more effective than the empowerment of a woman. When you support a woman, when you empower a woman, you're not just doing it for the time, for a limited time. It is an investment for a lifetime investment. I mean, you begin to see the results almost immediately. Women as mothers and caregivers demonstrate passion, enthusiasm, and a capability to take control of situation. You understand what I'm saying? And then if you'll agree with me, and all these are necessary qualities of a leader, so it means leadership is innate. It's something every woman has. If we're talking about men being leaders and women being leaders, women are just, it is when you don't look within, when you don't look deep, you won't see that quality. Everybody has it, but because the women are just being trained in this part of the world just to be behind. But these days, the women are beginning to discover themselves and begin to bring out that God-given gift. And then the only thing we just need is an opportunity to prove ourselves worthy of being the leader that we are.
Okay, so in the National Assembly, for instance, let's start with the House of Representatives. There are 360 seats there. Let's assume all things being equal, and by your calculation, in order for Nigeria to attain our full potential, if with women participation that will be possible, what number do you think will be good for women?
Let's just start with that 35% affirmative action.
That will be enough.
Let's just start with that. I'm telling you, by the time we start with that, even the whole Nigeria will now decide whether we should bring in more women.
Our women in Nigeria, like the Rwandan women.
Do you mean that we are inferior to
I am
them?
asking. I don't have an opinion on that.
I can just tell you that they are as good, if not better. I mean, look at Croatia. See what women are doing there. We don't need to look far. Look at Rwanda. The Queen of England is a woman. Look at the development. See what is happening there. So why do you feel that our women, cannot even outperform them? I said, let's just have that 35% affirmative action and see what happens. Let's just take up from there.
I wonder what magic wand the women have. Specifically, what are the things you think will be done differently? That there will not be corruption in the system? People would be quick to call out some women who have been given the opportunity to hold political positions in this country. And how they ended is a tale for another day. So how exactly will they bring about that change?
Well, out of every 12, there's always a Judas. If you're talking about women given chance and making mistakes, of course men have made a lot of mistakes. So if we don't look beyond that, then we'll just remain where we are and we won't move forward. You understand what I'm saying? But you see, if you're looking for the best democracy that we deserve, an inclusive, a transparent, a development, inclusive, responsive, and transparent democracy that we've been yearning for, that will take us to the height that we ought to be, then bring in women. That is what the woman is promising to bring on board.
Well done, sir. Did God who created us place men equal with women? They can just try, and I hope by the time they go from one meeting to the other, they will not have issues with their husband and family at large, and this will not lead to broken home in Nigeria. So, Mr. Waleed, who sent this message, is saying that women are meant to take care of their own front. Good morning, Anu. Abiola, we can have women as commissioners, lawmakers, deputy governors, but to elect a female governor or president in Nigeria might not see the light of the day. Abiola from Akobo sent that message. Good morning. Chris from Agbowo says the fact that women are fighting for recognition shows that nature did not structure women as leaders of men. Rather, women should support men in leadership position. A woman can do better in private sector's boardroom rather than in political leadership. Let the women know their place and not turn the natural system on its head. A woman should be educated and industrious, but also remember she is the mother of the house. Why should women be given special considerations of free political forms? Won't they earn salaries when they get there? Please, let's be realistic. I have a wife and daughters too. Okay, Chris from Agbo. Nigerians are what? Are the problems of Nigeria. For instance, 95% of your audience have attachment to either APC or PDP, and they don't want people to hold their parties and their favorite leaders accountable. They have become their spokesperson of their favorite leaders. If anyone tries to query their leaders, they will attack the person and ask him to leave their governor or president alone. In Oyo State now, what do you expect me to praise the government for? I'm not a civil servant and I'm not a politician. I know what I'm benefiting from Oyo State. What am I benefiting from Oyo State? Who I pay my taxes to? No evidence of governance in my local government area as it is now. Taiwo Dare. Okay, I'm sure there are questions for you to answer. Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Mr. Shola Taiwo.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Amen.
Studio has said so many things. Men have been trying it since independence. They have failed. They have achieved nothing. Let's try women. Maybe in 2023, a woman wins election. Let's try her. Maybe she will do well.
Let me ask you, Mr. Shola, sir.
Yes, sir.
If a woman should contest to govern this state, if a woman should contest to govern this country, will you vote for them?
I will.
In 2023?
Yes, I will vote for her. Because men have failed. Woefully. They have fantastically failed. I'm a man. I know what I'm saying. Since independence, military, civilians, they have done nothing. So let's try a woman now. Maybe we will battle. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Evangelist Shola Taiwo. Okay, do you agree with Evangelist Shola Taiwo? Let's also get to hear from you. 0916-104-7698, 0811-0526-487, 0902-280-9257. These are the numbers to call to be part of the program this morning. A female president, a female governor. How ready do you think Nigerians are for these? Will you support a female gubernatorial candidate, a female presidential candidate? I'm not talking of 2027, 2023. Let's get to hear from you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. Ola, okay, let's just be very, very snappy. We really need to wrap up the program. Thank you, Ola. Welcome. Quickly.
Yeah, I support. In fact, if a woman contests for governor or president, that's the only thing that can make me. Since we have been shine your eyes, we have been shining our eyes. Even in 2016, even till then, where are we now? Men have disappointed us. Look at
okay. Okay. Oh. Sorry, Mr. Falodu.
It's our culture. Our culture. Yes, we in other countries now we have this what we call the iron lady, Tasha. And you have it in Britain, more similar than Nigeria. No one can rule Nigeria, but our culture is the barrier. That is just the way my own thinking is. If a woman decides to come out, I'm going to vote for a woman. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your time on the program. The All Progressives Congress, during the course of the week, announced, it was the People's Democratic Party that announced how much the presidential form will be bought for. I don't think there is any consideration for the women But of course, for the All Progressives Congress, for the chairmanship position, this count has been given to female aspirant for the position of national chairman. Good morning, Mr. Morinde. Why are women looking for free slot? Why not by more? Why not by more participation, competence, and merit? You remember Nigerian women actions at Dubai and Anambra State recently. Ogunwolu Bukola from Monoton in Ibadan. But the female folk are saying men also make mistakes. I'm sure you're talking of what happened between Bianca Ujuku and Mrs. Obiano. And the women, I mean the first ladies of this country, who went on a visit to Dubai, and they were cutting a cake, anniversary cake, birthday anniversary cake for the wife of the president. These are issues, but of course the women are saying men also make mistakes. So your reaction to all of this? This is how an average man thinks in Nigeria. Why are women struggling for recognition? They should allow this thing to come naturally.
See, if we keep waiting, it will never come. Even now that we're asking, you can still see some men saying that, I mean, as if it's not our right, as if we're begging for a free meal. And we are not asking just to give us, I mean, a free ticket. We're asking that you should look for credible ones among us. You should look for, I mean, you should vote for us on merit. We have women that can make things happen. We have women that can make change. And you see, this is one of the issues we keep having. It's one of the challenges and the barriers. It's, I mean, the media, the dehumanizing languages people use. You see, it goes a long way. I mean, particularly, for women in politics, you know, it's not only diminishes the role they can play in policy and politics, but it also massively harms women psychologically. You know, when you use such languages, foul languages, saying she should be in the other room, she's not supposed to be at the forefront, she's not supposed to be a leader. You know, those words, you need to be careful when you use them. These are one of the, a woman, she also has emotion. I mean, so we really need to be careful. A woman wouldn't say that when it comes to a man. When a man says, let's go, then we support, we follow you. So one of the challenges we also have is men supporting women. Men, you know, they are a major challenge to women in politics.
But are women supporting themselves? A female professor, once contested, Professor Shinair, for the most sought after seat in this country. She contested to be the president of this nation. Guess how many votes she had eventually? Hello, good morning. Oh, okay. I lost that. Guess how many votes she had eventually.
But those who voted, did they write their names? Are you sure there were only men who voted for her?
She had few votes. Where were the women?
How
That's
many
the question.
women were present at that point where they were voting?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. Okay.
I just want to cite the state of Liberia as a case of
Okay.
In Liberia, 6 men have been head of state, evidence, this and that. They are crisis and crisis. But the woman has taken over John Hallett. There was peace. There have been peace in that country. The God.
Amen. Ola, I'm sorry. This is how far we can go. But Sarah, your parting shirt.
Well, in order to meet worldwide development goal and build strong, sustainable sustainable democracies, women must be encouraged, empowered, and supported in becoming strong political and community leaders. Thank you.
That's a strong one. May women succeed. Let's see what it's going to look like in 2023. I'm waiting for a surprise. Okay, I want to see more women encouraging themselves, supporting themselves. Thank you so much once again, Sarah Shubali, for your time on the program. Okay, this is where we're going to call it a wrap on the program. Well done, Mr. Morinde. Nigeria is into a deeper disintegration. What we need is to change the current change before Nigeria could move forward. Ogunwolu Bukola James from Monoton. Okay, the remaining minutes of the program have been bought by a man of God. You want to listen to what message he has for you. I am Anuluakpo Homorides. See you next time.
Over the years, the Nigerian education